being homeless isn't fun, and I've experienced being homeless many times throughout my life since a kid. And I feel like now is the time to tell you my story. Now, before we get things started, make sure you watch the full video because things get real. Okay, 2023 was the best and one of the worst years I've experienced. You know, man, I had it all. I had the cars. I had a 5-bedroom crib. I was living right. But something that happened was so unexpected, and I guarantee you would not even think that this would happen. My landlord passed away. When my landlord passed away, his wife sold everything. When it happened, she forced me and my brother to leave, to get out the house. We had 2 weeks to do so. Nowhere to go. We're living in a state by ourselves, so we had no one to live with. You know? Such an unexpected thing when things were just right. Keep in mind, even though I had all this material stuff, I wasn't right with God. I was so materialistic. I wasn't living right with God. I wasn't praying. None of that. I was a man of the world, and that's exactly why I had all that stuff. And it got stripped from me. When we realized that we had to pack all our stuff up, bro, we sold everything. And we moved back to our hometown. Now with this, it was tough because the plane tickets were very expensive, and what we did was we sold everything in the house and we bought some plane tickets later in that month just so we can afford those tickets. The crazy thing is we ended up staying in the airport for like 4 days because we had nowhere to go. Me and my brother just thugging it, and it was a crazy time. It was like we'll take turns like being up. You know, I'd be asleep, he'd be up for like a couple hours, then we'll alternate. And we did that for 4 days straight until it was time to go back home. Boom. That day comes and we end up moving back to our hometown. I end up staying with my father, and that wasn't working out at all whatsoever. It wasn't, you know. There's always love for my father, but it's just we never seen eye to eye. And when you don't see eye to eye to someone that you love, the best thing to do is just to leave. You know, I'm not here to bash him or anything like that, but things just wasn't aligned, and the best thing to do is just to go and leave. So with that, I decided to go to my mom. Staying with my mom, things were cool. Things were going amazing, going great. The thing is a couple months later, I want to say like 6 months later, actually this month of December, right now, we unexpectedly got evicted, and just it turned out that the bills wasn't getting paid. You know, the whole time I was there, I thought that the bills were getting paid, but you know, my mother is an independent person, you know, so she doesn't really verbalize what's going on for real. And I was like, I would have helped you and stuff like that, but it got to a point where we was so behind on rent that even if we were to pay all of it, the landlord wasn't hearing that. We getting kicked out regardless. It was that bad. And I really had to pray and talk to God, like, yo, like, what am I doing wrong? And, you know, he told me, I actually got an answer. He told me I wasn't doing anything wrong. He's just building me. You know, sometimes you go through tough things just so you can get built stronger. And that following Sunday, after we got evicted, I went to church. I did, and it's so crazy how things are so aligned. I remember the pastor saying, God can't use you until he bruises you deeply. And that has stuck in my mind since then, because that's really what I'm going through. You know, right now I'm homeless, but at the same time I'm the happiest. At the same time I'm the most blessed I've ever been. You wanna know why? Because my relationship with God is the strongest it's ever been. And yeah, man, I really cannot complain. Through the midst of it all, I can breathe, I can walk, I can talk, I can see out of both eyes. And I have this camera that can really change my life. This camera's pretty expensive, you know, but it's an investment, you know? This whole situation got me closer to God. It got me to the Word. You know, I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and we was talking about our situation, well, my situation, and she was crying because she doesn't want me to experience this. She said, "You don't deserve this. You're the most loving person I know," and stuff like that. And I was like, it's all good, you know? It's gonna be all right. You feel me? She recommended me to read the book of Job. And I read that the next following day, and it's kind of crazy how the stories are so similar to my situation. And you gotta keep in mind, in the end, Job got all his stuff back. He lost it all in the beginning, but he got it back. And when he got it back, his faith never changed. When he lost it all, his faith never changed. Sorry, my phone ringing. Hold on. Wait, hold on. It's my brother calling. Never mind, it declined. Anyways, it's funny that my brother just called because he's in the story. But yeah, she told me to read the book of Job, and I just found it crazy. Through the midst of it all, his faith was always there, through the good and the bad. And that is a test for me to let me know that I need to keep my faith and my strength when things get tough and when things get rough, because that's what matters. And something I will tell you is something amazing is about to happen. It is, and when it happens, be ready. That's what God told me, and that's what I'm telling you. You gotta keep your head up through the midst of it all. And one thing I will say is I've been staying prayed up, and a blessing just walked into my life. And I'm not gonna talk about it or address it yet, because, you know, I'm big on not verbalizing blessings that haven't really appeared yet. You know, I want to make sure that the plan falls through until I tell you guys. But that is an update on my homeless story, and you know, I'm currently homeless right now, but trust me, I'm good. I'm very well, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been, and I can't complain. But I plan to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video all the way through, and I love you. Peace.